Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is you're watching this video. Thanks for taking a second just to check in with our weekly pastoral update. And just as a reminder, the purpose of this time is just for me to explore some different areas of the ministry of Wedgwood from more of a pastoral ministerial perspective. We also do have our weekly announcements that go out each Sunday as well that will help to keep you in the know as far as some of the events and programs and things that are coming up on the church calendar that you want to be aware of. So make sure to check that out on our YouTube channel as well. The thing I wanted to talk about this week is a thing called the Bonhoeffer Project, and this is something that our staff is going to be walking through starting next week over the next several weeks of the semester. Now you may be asking, what is the Bonhoeffer Project? Great question. It's something that I went through several years ago. Our very own Dr. Chris Shirley, who's one of our elders, he also teaches one of our missional communities, been a longtime member here at Wedgwood, is a professor over at Southwestern, has been trained and certified in leading this program. And basically what it is a course or a curriculum that's designed to help ministers and church leaders to process how to create more of a culture of discipleship at their local church. And so discipleship is obviously something that we value here very highly, but the purpose of this was to help us to move from just understanding discipleship as one aspect of the church to really help it become the foundation and the culture of our church as a whole. And so, as I mentioned, I went through this quite a while back, and Chris and I were able to process some things for Wedgwood together, but now we feel like it's really going to be important for our entire staff to be able to go through this process as well and see how it affects our age-graded ministries, how it affects our worship services as well. Even maybe consider how the process of discipleship and creating that kind of a culture affects how we utilize our facilities as a whole. And so I would like you to be praying for our staff as we go through this process over the next several months. We'll be meeting kind of for an extended period, and then we'll be meeting together once a month just to reflect upon what does discipleship look like, how did Jesus make disciples, what does the Bible say about this topic, and then what does that mean for us here at Wedgwood. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that wholesale changes are coming, but what we want to try to do is to just continue to make sure that we're always growing in our ability to create a culture of discipleship to help fulfill what Jesus calls us to do there in Matthew chapter 28, which is to make disciples of all nations. And so I'd ask you to be praying for us as we go through this process. You may even want to, on your own, check out a book that we're all going to be reading. It's called Conversion and Discipleship. It's by a guy named Bill Hull. He's the guy that created the Bonhoeffer Project. It's a great read. It talks about just this idea of what it means to be a follower of Jesus. What does it mean to be a disciple? And asks some really pertinent questions that I think are really appropriate for the American church today. So check it out as well. We'll try to have a copy available in our library as well if you want to check out one from there. So that's it for this week's Pastoral Update. Hope you have a great week. Look forward to seeing you this Wednesday night and again on Sunday. God bless.